Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Pod Watcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment. I'm Ryan Bergara.
The houses are
And I'm Shane Madej.
What's going on, Matt?
Oh, those are on.
The house lights. Uh-oh. That's not it. There we go.
Yeah. Oh.
Should I do it over?
No.
It's such a
okay.
vibe.
All right.
It's a vibe. We got a Ghoul Boy mess around today.
That's right.
It's just just Shane and Ryan at it again.
This is a show where we chat about whatever's on our minds every week. And sometimes we take your guys' questions, and sometimes, I mean every time, we take your guys' questions.
We do that all the time now.
Via voicemail or email.
The sign's not plugged in either.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck, dude.
See, these used to all be connected to one switch.
Yeah.
Now I got to remember it all.
You got to blame the earthquake. Matt.
No, you can blame me. This was my idea.
Matt, what was the number for the people to call in?
Oh, 818-275-4585. That's 81 you ask I Luke.
Or AskWatcherPods at gmail.com. You can submit questions there as well. Do you want to plug the sign in? We can blame that on the earthquake. We had an earthquake yesterday that was one for the books for me.
It was a real shaker.
Yeah. I've lived here in about a month or two. It'll be my 10-year anniversary of moving to Los Angeles.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. This is the first earthquake that has gotten my adrenaline pumping just a little bit.
It didn't do much for me. You know what? I think this might be what you feel like when it comes to like cold and storms.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just, and it wasn't particularly long.
Yeah.
But something about it. It was just, it started out feeling like a truck rolling by, and then it just got like real intense.
Yeah.
Very briefly, and then kind of moved to sort of that roll, that like where you feel like you're on a wave.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really something.
What's crazy when you're desensitized to earthquakes and stuff like that, it is the way you act in the wake of them is not it's not good for safety. Because like I feel like you'd probably be the same for like if you walk out in the cold, you're like, I'm fine, I don't need a fucking extra layer, and then you walk out and this is actually bad for me. It's like when the earthquake happened, I sat in my chair and looked up at the ceiling, like the ceiling lights swaying back and forth, and was going, oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And that will be the last thought I have on Earth as one of them comes crashing down and crushes my skull.
Oh, because you were at a restaurant.
I was at a restaurant.
He was at a restaurant.
I was at a restaurant across the street from the office eating some delicious food. I was going to say what kind of food, but then I realized people could triangulate and find our location.
They could take pictures of you eating your lunch.
That's right. Looking up at the ceiling.
He always looks up.
I always look up.
To make sure what's above him, what's going to kill him.
We got some housekeeping up top here.
What?
We are on tour.
We're deep on the road.
Yeah, we're deep in the road in the United States at this moment. Check ghostfileslive.com to see if we're coming to your city.
Cleveland, the 23rd. Pittsburgh, the 24th. Well, man, these are all consecutive days.
Yeah, they sure are.
It's going to be a crazy one.
The 26th. Charleston.
Never been to Durham. Been to Charleston. Love
27th.
Charleston.
Atlanta.
Been to
28th.
Atlanta. Love Atlanta.
I lived in Atlanta.
You lived in Atlanta?
wow.
Yeah, shout out Marietta, Georgia, and Rocky Mount Elementary.
Wow.
New Orleans, September 29th, Honolulu, October 12th, and Los Angeles, November 1st.
Oh, man. It's I can't wait to get out there and see all you guys and just get on the road. It's going to be quite the road trip. I love a road trip.
Yeah, are we driving for most of it?
I think we're driving for some of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of it where it's just like it's
easier.
It would be more time to go to an airport. Yeah,
we didn't learn that last year until one trip in Florida where we drove.
Yeah,
and we were like, wow, it's like we drove after the show that same night, and we were like, this is so much better to just get to a hotel and be able to sleep in a little bit the next day instead of like waking up and traveling to the venue.
It's gonna be awesome though. Yeah, go get your tickets at ghostfileslive.com to come check us out on the road.
Oh, what else is going on? Oh, it's the summertime. The Olympics are over.
Almost not the summertime now.
I know. Now it's like technically autumn. We're still recording this.
I think we have 1 week left of summer.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Winter doesn't start till December. What are you talking about?
There's fall.
Yeah, I know there's fall.
Yeah.
Also too, I mean, major thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Ghost Files.
Oh, fuck.
That is one of my favorite episodes we've ever done. It's definitely one of the scariest investigations I've ever had, at least from a solo. And actually, you know what? That whole investigation was crazy. We could finally talk about that.
Yes, we can.
Holy shit! That episode is absolutely insane. I was worried that so much was happening in this investigation that people would accuse us of fabricating evidence for the first time, because normally that much stuff does not happen in an episode, but there were so many things that happened in this horrible house, the Haunted Hill House.
Where was that? That was
Mineral Wells, Texas.
That was Texas.
A crazy investigation with crazy water that they actually bottled and sold.
Oh, yes.
Crazy water that was numbered 1 to 4.
I forgot about that little town. There wasn't a ton going on there, but that's when there was like a torrential downpour that one day.
Yes. And I was out and about. I went to a thrift store. I don't know why I did that. I was just bored in the hotel.
Yeah.
I also had to go out and get a little notepad because this season of Ghost Files, I've been taking notes in my little policeman's notebook.
Uh-huh.
And I consult them.
Yeah, you sure do.
And it helps. It's very helpful.
He whips out his notebook with great elan.
That's right.
Sort of
like Steve from Blue's Clues.
A lot of flourish to it.
But yeah, this place was absolutely insane. But it's known for this thing called crazy water, which is it's well water, mineral well water.
Yes.
And depending on how intense you want the minerals to be, they number the bottles 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
We had crazy water number 2 that was given to us in the hotel.
Yeah, it kind of tasted like pennies.
And now, because we stayed at the Crazy Water Hotel, and it's said to have like healing properties to it.
What are the levels of the water?
It goes up to like 5.
It goes up to 4, I thought.
But what
4.
is how do they delineate? Like what's
how much
crazy?
How much mineral
is inside
content is in
and
it?
by the time the number 4 was like straight up chalky. It was like a chalky kind of feel in your mouth.
It's like back in the days, it was thought to be like a cure-all of sorts.
Right. Yes.
You know,
people would travel to come have the crazy
drink
water.
the crazy water.
Anyways, we were drinking that while we were doing this investigation. Maybe that's what it
made
was.
me feel strong.
Maybe we need crazy water at all times.
I think we just need to pick more places like this that are creaky and clonky.
There was but
it was fun to have a lot of, I think there was like a big walnut tree over the house. So we probably heard some walnuts hitting the roof.
Yeah, but that
and
was,
you go, whoa!
The craziest part is normally that would be the highlight of the episode, a bump. But the highlight of this episode is several voices.
Yeah, that you believe that you.
I don't think it's that I believe. You could hear them.
I mean, I've watched
clear.
the footage.
Yeah,
it's another one of those like if you asked 100 people what that noise was, people would be like, "Oh, what did you think it said? Come here, time to die, my little sweet boy."
No, there's a noise in this episode that is pretty undeniable.
Yeah. Oh, the thing.
It's crazy. Well, I don't want. Do we give it all away right here? Like,
I mean, I'm being vague.
Yeah, if you want to hear that, go to watchertv.com.
There's a lot that goes on in this episode. It really is packed full. But if you want to watch that now, it's over at watchertv.com or on YouTube on October 11th, I believe. October 11th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the season is finally underway. You guys it's finally out there. So I'm excited for you guys to see it.
It's happening.
And you get to see our new solo investigations.
This is a fun season. Last season we didn't get a lot of and I say evidence,
Yeah.
Nothing, no clonks. It was let's be real.
A clonkless season.
A clonkless. Not a lot going on last season. Neat places, had a great time. No ghosts, and there never are, but there were definitely no ghosts last season.
No clinks, no clonks, no cronks.
Cronks?
Remember that guy?
Is this what you're right?
Cusco. That one?
Kronk. Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove.
Look what I can do. That's one of my favorite cutaways in any kind of Disney movie.
I don't know there's a Kronk quote.
I haven't seen that.
There's that moment. We're going to break this down.
It is the Cusco's poison.
Do you remember when he turns tiny? And then there's like a good version, a bad version of him.
Yeah, that sounds funny.
And they're trying to like compete for the attention of this person, the actual Kronk to make this decision.
Classic angel devil.
Angel's making some kind of like funny, like little like, you should not do this. And then the devil's like, he's got a point, but look what I could do. And he starts doing push-ups. Doing push-ups on one hand.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's a real good movie.
And then Kronk's like, that is pretty good.
Yeah. They all agree.
Pretty good. That sounded like a coffee maker at the office.
I've seen people do real good impressions of a Keurig machine.
Yeah. Do you have one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to study it.
Like you have
I bet I could do one if I studied it for a while.
Studied at the Groundlings?
Yeah.
Get your coffee maker character in.
More like the
ground. Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Workshop that. Don't let that go.
No man wants to lose their hair, but for men, it's actually very common. And now with Hims, the solution is simple. Try Hims hair loss solutions, and you'll be joining hundreds of thousands of subscribers who got their flow back. Yeah, with Hims, you can start seeing your hair grow back in as little as 3 to 6 months.
That flow state,
That's
baby.
quick.
Yeah.
Now, Hims provides access to a range of hair loss treatments that work, all from the comfort of your couch. Hims makes treating hair loss simple with doctor-trusted treatment options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months.
That's crazy how
What do
that
you think
works.
about that? Yeah.
Yeah. They offer personalized, chewable, oral spray, and serum treatment options so you can find what works best for you. And see, the process is very simple and 100% online. I did this the other day. It's pretty easy. Answer a few questions and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment is sent directly to your door.
That's good. You know, Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers. So if you feel like you're losing part of yourself with your hair loss, get Hims and get your confidence back. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/watcher. That's HIMS.com/watcher for your personalized hair loss treatment options. HIMS.com/watcher.
Hims.com/watcher.
Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. I bought an ice cream at the liquor store at the two or three over the weekend, and then I opened it up and it was it had melted and then sort of been refrozen.
Oh, yeah.
And it tasted so bad. And I don't
think that has anything to do with the melting, though.
I could have turned around and walked back in and said, "Hey,
what the hell?"
What? But I just got in my car and I left.
You opened it. You were so excited about it. You opened it like.
What kind of ice cream was it?
It's like a little drummy.
Oh,
or a
nice.
king cone. Is that?
Yeah, king cone is like another. Those ones that have like the crown at the top. They look more like a crown.
King cone. They got more nuts on them. I love
like
nuts.
You're a big fan of nuts.
I love nuts.
I'm not I've never really been a big fan of that kind of ice cream. I've been
What kind of ice cream do you like?
ice cream sandwiches, baby. That's right.
Oh no,
ice cream sandwiches.
No.
I
They're
like
a child's thing.
Strawberry shortcake bars. Ooh.
We talked about this.
50-50
very
bars.
recently. You know what the interesting thing about ice cream
What's that?
sandwiches?
What?
They get sticky on your fingies.
They do. That's why you got to hold them with the wrapper at all
And you
times.
get that shit all up in your teeth.
Yeah.
They're very messy.
Mari and I were just talking about how an ice cream sandwich, when the sandwich is cookies, seems like a good idea,
No.
but it actually results in a worse version of both items.
Yeah.
Because the ice cream is too fucking cold and frozen.
The ice cream is too fucking
It's
cold.
hard. Well, it's hard because they needs to be for it to maintain the shape, and then the cookies by proxy are then very, very hard as well.
I don't fucking like those because you take a bite out of it and then the cookies like if they like squeeze together and the ice cream sort of like juts out the other
At
end.
the back.
Or
It's a mess.
the cookie falls apart.
Yeah.
The nightmare.
It seems it's one of those concepts where it's like that must be delicious, and then you have it and you're like, maybe not. Maybe I'll have them separate.
There was this ice cream place. It existed in Los Feliz for a while.
Yeah.
Shortly after I moved to LA. Do you remember a place called Churro Burro?
No, but I'm interested.
Oh my god!
Was the logo a donkey holding a churro?
I think basically, yeah.
A donkey holding a churro. That's great.
But they had a thing there. It was an ice cream sandwich, and the ice cream was horchata flavored.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I'm
and
listening.
the sandwich were like little like circular flat churros.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. And it was one of the best things I ever ate in my entire life. And then they shut it down. I think it only
That
was
does
open
sound
for like
good.
a couple years.
You know, weirdly,
I love a horchata flavor.
I actually
great.
love churro. I almost treat churros like I treat popcorn in that I like just churros by themselves.
Oh yeah, agreed. But this was really, and I think it helps because it was like a modified version of a churro.
I see.
You know, because it was a flat disc with sort of a circular swirl to it.
Yeah.
It was really something. Can you imagine that? I want you to imagine that.
Oh, I'm imagining it right now.
Horchata ice cream. You're fading it. You doing a little fade on that?
A little fade on that.
It's like the mail truck is rolling by. It's coming down the street and getting closer. And we're chasing it going, what do you want to know?
Have you ever got in there when the mailman is like just outside your building and then you catch him and then he hands you the mail personally?
Yeah, it's nice to get to know your mailman.
It's really good stuff.
Mail person, Ryan. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you know your mail person growing up? Your mail carrier?
No.
You didn't?
No. I mean, well, the mail person would always come while I was at school.
Saturday
mail.
Saturday mail.
Saturday, I'm out like playing like stickball or something.
Every Saturday. You never once met your mailman.
Dude, I spent so much of my childhood outside.
No.
That's embarrassing because you actually did the correction and then you did it. So actually yours is 10 times worse.
I love the big mail hat, you know?
Yeah.
The mail hat. They're serious about their it is basically a plinth. Plinth?
Plinth helmet?
Pith.
The funny little shorts.
Helmet. Plinth is what you put a vase on.
Okay.
I was spending most of my time out there longboarding and shit like that, you know.
Longboarding?
That's right.
With wheels? That's not a surf? That's not a water sport?
No, yeah, like a skateboard.
So you never once met your mail carrier growing up?
I've never met my mail carrier either.
What?
And I don't think it was the same person every time.
No, I don't think so either.
You never gave him like a Christmas gift?
Sure, my parents.
I'm sure my parents did. This is strictly an adult thing for me where I've met my mail person.
Every time I look at the mail, it's a different person.
I guess in the Midwest, we see the mail carrier and that's our neighbor.
Yeah.
You know? Other than that, you mind your own damn business.
Nah, you were just spending all that time inside. You were just home all the time.
I was home a lot.
You were home.
I was home a lot.
Meanwhile, Matt and I were out hanging out with our friends.
I remember one time when I was really young because we had like a side yard. Our house was on a corner. And we put up, for some reason, we had like a croquet set.
Yeah.
My parents just had like a croquet set.
That scans for me, honestly.
And
That's crazy.
We put it up and the neighborhood kids were like trying to figure out the game. And I remember being really bad at it. And someone made fun of me or something. I was like, I was just like, then I'm going inside. And then I just went to my room. But then my room like looked over the yard. So I just kind of watched them play.
Actually, I know this is mail time where we answer your guys' questions, but I'm actually genuinely curious, Shane. What do you remember doing when you were a kid? Like when you were like, what was the thing you did for fun?
Tag, a lot of tag.
Yeah.
We rode bikes a lot.
Oh, riding
bikes around town, playing tag. Then we had like a big contingent of neighborhood kids where like, sun would set. We'd get like 20 to 30 people playing like night games throughout the neighborhood.
Flashlight tag?
Whoa.
Flashlight tag. Yeah, it was really blissful for a few years there where we really had it going. And then like,
tag.
We might go over to like a friend's house like and play it over in their cul-de-sac like a couple blocks over. And you'd be playing for a couple hours. Then like, maybe the parents would roll up on their bikes and talk to their parents. And it was just
parents on bikes?
Parents on bikes.
Wow. That's cool.
It was like, there's nothing finer than being a kid and playing night tag.
Flashlight tag is fun. You know what tag I hated? Freeze tag. I didn't think that was fun.
That's stupid, yeah.
You know why? Because a lot of people...
Guess what? Just freeze. You won't get tagged.
No, I think you get tagged, then you're frozen.
Yeah, I don't understand the rules of freeze.
Oh, I don't remember.
If you get tagged, you're frozen, and then someone who's like of the like the people who aren't doing the tagging has to come tag you, so you get unfrozen.
Oh.
But what would happen is there'd be a lot of liars, and they would
so they would pretend to be frozen even though they weren't?
Or no, that's smart. But they would actually be frozen, and then they would say they got untagged.
I see.
And I'd be like, you didn't get untagged. I've been watching you.
There's no space for that in any type of game.
But it is smart to pretend you're frozen when the tagger is coming around. You're just like...
I feel like I've maybe talked about this on the pod before, but we had this one game we would play, and I don't know if it's probably a game, but we just kind of made up the rules, but it was like sort of a tag by number. Like, it was like the person would tag someone and then they would be a tagger as well. So it was like a zombie sort of.
Oh, yeah.
Like
and you
infection.
And you would want to be the last person to get to like a safe. If you were the last person, you'd get to
there is a name for that.
It was really fun, especially at night.
Too.
And we'd play it in like all the neighbors' yards. And, every now and then one of the people would be like, these were yards without fences.
Yeah.
They'd be like, get on, don't play in my backyard. We'd be like, whatever, we're kids.
We would go to the elementary school because there was a huge field there, and we would just play there. Actually, one game we played a lot too was hide and seek tag, where you'd like hide and seek, and then when you find somebody, you didn't actually find them until you tagged them.
That's good.
Which is fun. But my favorite game of all time is probably Capture the Flag. Capture the Flag was so good.
Oh yeah, Capture the Flag.
I didn't play it a ton, but I do have some fond memories. I remember one time we were on a scout trip somewhere, and there was like a big wooded ravine, and it was winter time.
Oh, I would love a wooded ravine.
And it was huge. It was like just a big ravine, a lot of trees, and we were playing Capture the Flag like through the woods.
Yeah, we had like a ravine in our like area that had like abandoned train tracks, and that was also really fun.
God, I love a train track.
I know.
Used to ride my bike down the old train tracks.
I made a
not on them, because then it'd be like
it'd be the worst. I made a terrible short film on those train tracks.
I'd love to see it.
No, you wouldn't.
No,
it was really tough.
It was really bad.
It was so bad. And I'm not like, I mean, there's some merit to Sausage Man because I was so young. This was made like I think it was in high school.
Yeah.
I truly would never.
You should have known better.
Seriously, I would never show any short films.
Yeah.
They're too embarrassing.
Yeah, high school. We're trying our best. Look, all these weather changes, they're driving me bonkers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going crazy over here. Is it still hot? Is it cooling down? What's going on?
I have no idea,
Answer me.
I'm not a weatherman.
I don't know. It's warm, though.
Well, luckily with Miracle, it doesn't matter because using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle-made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every single night. And not just cool, clean as well. Miracle offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry. Miracle sheets are also luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Okay.
I agree. I love these sheets. They feel great on my skin.
Go to trymiracle.com/watcher to try Miracle-made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo Watcher at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. And I tell you what, Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, guess what? You'll get a full refund. Refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/watcher and use the code WATCHER to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/watcher to treat yourself. Thank you to Miracle Made for sponsoring this episode.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Miracle.
Gracias.
What do we got? What's popping today?
Oh, what's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in. Shout out Louisville, Kentucky's
Louisville.
Jack Harlow. What we got today? Let's listen to this phone call.
Hi, this is Alex. I just had a question for the guys watching the latest pod, and do they think that Mandela effects are consequences of time travelers? The whole controversy with the Bearstein Bear spelling, could that have been a product of a time traveler going back in time and mucking stuff up? Let them discuss that, please. Thank you.
And I will do your wishes, Alex. I will let them discuss that.
Thanks for listening, Alex. Let them discuss that, please.
I always have trouble remembering the ones that are supposed to be the Mandela effect. I have to look at a list.
That's part of it.
One is...
No, I mean, I have to look at a list of I have to look at the list to be like, I didn't realize that was one.
The Berenstain Bears, which, look, I remember the name being Berenstain, so I can...
Do you really?
No, I remember being Berenstain.
I remember Berenstain.
Yeah.
You would, though, be like...
I remember.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
classic. The one that it's just like, maybe I have a memory of like my teacher pronouncing it Berenstein, and I remember reading the book and being like, it's Stain. Of course, there's the titular Mr. Mandela, and is it because people thought he was dead?
Yes. The Mandela Effect named after Nelson Mandela. Many people in the 80s thought he had passed away. Likely they were mixing him up with someone else. Another freedom fighter who did die in prison.
Okay, so I'm curious about this list here. Matt's got a list pulled up. Let's go to the first one because I've never heard of that. Henry VIII eating a turkey leg.
Yeah, everyone's thinking about this.
I remember Henry VIII.
Yeah, everyone knows Henry VIII. He's different from Henry VII. He has a turkey leg.
I remember in
the memory of the Henry VIII having a portrait of him with a turkey leg, but you see the portrait?
I mean, he seems like the kind of guy who would eat a turkey leg, but yeah, I have no memory of him ever eating.
I'm not thinking about Henry VIII.
It does look like he's holding a turkey leg. People talk about this podcast being too visual.
I remember in high school, this is along the lines of like how you would make like film projects or do a little video to get good grades. Yeah. Because teachers would be like, oh
you could do a video.
I remember doing I had to do like a report or a presentation on Henry VIII in a world history class, like freshman year of high school. And I did a little presentation, but then at the end of it.
Were you in AP history?
In my senior year, I was, yeah.
I would have thought so.
And then I got like 104 fever on the day of the AP test and I didn't pass it. And I was like, can I do this on a different day? And they were like, no. And which I'm not sure I would have passed it anyway, but
that's your cue.
I was like, this is kind of fucked up.
Gene Kelly recorded Singing in the Rain, that iconic scene when he had a 104 degree fever.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was the other guy doing the make them laugh thing.
No.
Oh.
He also made Debbie Reynolds cry a lot on that movie.
Yeah, what about that, you piece of shit?
Well, I didn't know that. But he also did do that with the
Anyway, when I had to do my presentation on Henry VIII, I just ended it by being like, and there's a song by Herman's Hermits called Henry VIII, and I'm going to sing it right now.
Whoa.
Dude. Even hearing the phrase AP history made my heart beat really fast.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of AP classes because I was like, I'll just do these when I get to college.
They seem so scary.
I was like, high school's fun. I don't want to.
Did when the teacher at the beginning of like a course, like the first day when they would break out the syllabus, did you get like really anxious and nervous? Like I would shake almost because I was thinking about like, this is going to be so much work. It's going to be so hard.
I didn't love it.
Oh, so stressful.
Well, can I tell my AP lit?
Yeah, what do you got
story?
your AP story?
So I was in junior year of high school. I took AP literature.
Yeah.
We read Devil in the White City in the first 2 weeks.
I have that book and haven't read it yet.
It's a great book.
Sarah and I were just talking about this morning. We were on a walk.
Me and my experience in AP history in junior.
No, but we were like, are they ever going to make that movie? And I looked it up, and as of like 5 days ago, one of the producers who's been working on that with Marty and Leonardo.
Oh, nice.
They're like, the producer was like, yeah, we're still trying to do it. So they're still attached.
It could be a good HBO show. I don't know about a whole movie.
I'd be there. I just want to see that. Yeah,
I want to read it.
Anyway, so you were reading Devil in the White City.
I think people will be
Great
upset
book.
with the film and how little actual murder there is.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah,
it's a spectacle.
It's a good book. But I remember we read it in the first 2 weeks and I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a big book.
Yeah.
And I didn't read it, but I was in a group project and I'm not proud of this, but I basically just let everybody else do the work.
Unbelievable.
But then we had to do a presentation and we were all standing up there and I remember being like, I'm going to pass out. I'm so unprepared for this. And I remember standing up and everybody else standing up in front of the class. And I literally was like, I need to sit down.
They were like, so the mustache kid looks woozy.
So I walked behind the teacher's desk and sat down.
Oh my God, dude.
And I was so embarrassed that I as soon as I left that.
So were you like fully lightheaded and just
I was like,
I just got to sit down.
I can't do this. Yeah.
Barely conscious of
Everybody's
like the repercussions
talking,
of what's happening.
Exactly. Everybody's talking. And then
or
I
like
just
how
walked
people are
back.
perceiving you. You're just,
exactly.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I have such a justice brain. This story delights me.
Wow. Come on.
Because I was always the kid who did all the work in a group
So was
project.
I, to be fair.
This was your one.
Yeah.
This was your gimme.
But the problem with being that kid is when you would do the group presentation, there was a part of my brain that would be like, this is where the guy who did no work is going to get exposed because like when it comes to his part, it's going to be bad. And then I would always be like, but then that's going to bring our grade down.
Yeah.
And that's not, so then I would actually, then there would always be a last week stage where I would like really go hard to help that kid.
Oh, yeah.
So that my grade wouldn't be affected.
Yeah.
Wow. You've taken a lot of that into your professional life. But yeah, anyway, I sat down and I was so embarrassed that I was like, I will never go in that classroom again. And I switched to regular, which luckily focused solely on like Shakespeare and metaphysical poetry.
Fun.
And I was like, this is my
now
shit.
that's what we're talking about.
And that was very informative for me.
Yeah.
The works of Jonathan Dunn. Yeah, that's my story.
I love it.
What we have some more Mandelas though.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well,
So we got
but
Henry.
Sorry, Ryan. I was just saying something that happened to me. My apologies.
No, we have some more
we've got other
Mandelas,
things
Matt.
to talk about though, Matt.
Sorry, as no, I bought an ice cream.
The next one is Luke, I am your father. Yes, of course. Often misquoted, but I don't know.
The movie quotes are tough because it's like, yeah, we're shortening those to make them like you want to give the context and the quote in the same thing. Obviously, you're abridging those. Not to say you wouldn't say no, I'm your father. People go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Matt, is Pizza Spider-Man in here?
Pizza Spider-Man is a real thing that he did say.
Pizza Spider-Man.
Nobody knows what that is.
Yeah, but they know.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. I didn't actually know that was a Mandela effect. I didn't know that the quote was initially magic mirror on the wall.
I actually did know this one.
You would,
to no one's shock.
But also, I'm not like, that's impossible.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's the thing. Yeah.
So another one debunked. Let's keep going.
Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer?
Yeah, these are all like I'm remembering the word different, not like.
I mean,
these are just spelling.
It's just spelling, but it's pronounced Oscar Mayer.
The location of New Zealand. Never thought about that once in my life.
No.
What are you talking about? The location of New Zealand.
Know what that means.
What does it say underneath?
If you look at a map, it will say that New Zealand is southeast of the country of Australia. Many people think it's northeast.
Well, that's
So look at
they're
a
wrong.
fucking map,
Good for them,
dude.
I
That's not a Mandela effect. That's just being wrong.
The Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
Forgetting their manners. Yep, that's one of the big ones.
That book is intense, by the way.
Forgetting their manners.
Yeah.
Shazam starring Sinbad.
Oh, this one is probably the most prevalent. A lot of people believe that there was a movie called Shazam.
This one I did believe this one.
But it's called Kazam starring Shaq.
Yeah.
This one I never, again, not to be like, I assumed this was, I think people hear Sinbad and think of like the old character.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that might be what
kind of
it is.
mysticism.
And so their brain is just like crossing wires in there.
This one's weird because I almost feel like I could remember like the film itself.
I would remember Sinbad as a genie. I'd love to see it. He'd probably be he'd be a better genie than Shaq.
You know what Shaq movie kicks ass? Steel.
Steel's pretty good.
Steel's great.
Warmer, sunnier days are here, and you can fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah, that's right. You
That's
heard me.
actually
Did I
crazy.
stutter? So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy a nutritious, great tasting meal. That's right.
Delicious.
35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week. You'll always have new flavors to explore. See, crush your wellness goals this month with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust.
That's right. Make your day delicious, folks. How about that? From breakfast to dessert, stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Treat yourself to restaurant quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon.
Tasty.
Quite delicious, actually.
It's tasty.
I like the part where I don't have to cook. That's my favorite part about it.
Easy peasy.
You save time.
And it's good for you.
It's faster than popcorn. That's right.
That's
Enjoy
true.
effortless
That is
support
true.
for
That is
your
faster.
lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well balanced.
Head to factormeals.com/watcher50 and use code watcher50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code watcher50 at factormeals.com/watcher50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Thank you, Factor. Thank you. Did you ever see 3,000 Years of Longing?
What's
That's
that?
the song.
Is that the song from
Yeah.
3,000 Years of Longing?
I guarantee that song is on my Spotify Wrapped this year.
It's a
Genie Tale or something.
It's a Genie Tale. It's directed by
George Miller.
George Miller.
Yeah.
Between his Mad Maxes.
Yeah.
With Tilda Swinton, and then Idris Elba plays a genie, and he kind of like
Idris Elba.
Oh my god, it's so
It's
good.
great. It's
Wait,
great.
is this recent?
It came out like 2021, 2020.
I gotta check this out.
It's
It
so
was a
fucking
pandemic
good.
film.
Yeah, it's great. And it is the reason why when like the Furiosa trailer came out and it looked like there was a little more CG, I was like, he uses so much CG in 3,000 Years of Longing, and it's incredible that I wasn't too worried about it. But it's great because she's like spending the movie trying to, this isn't like a big spoiler. I'm just talking about the frame of the movie here, but she's basically like trying to figure out like, okay, well, what should I really wish for here? Because she's like a modern woman. It takes place in like current day.
Oh, cool.
And she finds this old genie. And he's just kind of like advising her and telling her about like what people have wished for in the past. So it's kind of like this nest for these other stories of people who he's granted wishes to. It's so fun. It's great.
It really is very good.
I love it.
3,000 years.
What do we got next?
Pikachu's black tip
You sucked
tail.
a crick in the neck.
Pikachu's black-tipped tail. Now, I'm not a big Pokemon guy, so I guess
This one did affect me.
Yeah, I do actually have
This
some
got
recollection of the black tail.
Oh, here you go, Ryan. Mickey Mouse's suspenders. Mickey Mouse might be the most famous one. It says, people often report the character wearing suspenders when he does not.
No,
I could see that. I
No.
could see
He
because
doesn't wear suspenders?
I think it's largely because he's got those two buttons on the front of his pants.
they look like suspender buttons.
They look
yeah.
like they should be fastened to suspenders.
And Mario wears suspenders.
Yeah, he does wear suspenders.
Also, Mickey wears a lot of shit. That guy's got a closet.
He's
full of
got quite a
clothes.
closet. I love when he puts on a little suit.
I do like when he's
When he
got
puts
the
on a little suit.
I like when his eyeball
A
falls
sparkly one.
Oh my God.
Sally Field's famous Oscar speech. What the?
I got
yeah.
nothing on this one.
Nope.
People also say you like me, you really like me. But what she actually said was, I can't deny the fact that you like me right now. You like me.
Oh,
But again, I think that's just
yeah. It's just I remembered it slightly different.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like
and in Jim Carrey's The Mask, he says, you love me, you really love me.
yeah, he does.
So
Yeah,
I think-
he really does say that.
Yeah, he does.
But that's also the case for like the Luke, I am your father one, where it's like, yeah, you just need to give the context.
the mask. That stupid death scene he does before this.
Yeah.
It's giving me a cold.
I love the mask.
That'd be good for the audio listeners.
No, what is this? No, really, it's not Looney Tunes.
Oh, it's not TOONS, it's TUNES.
Yes, because it was all about music early on. It was tunes. It was
What?
Now that's what I call music.
like they were set to like music. It was Looney Tunes.
Is that why it's that way?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I have no
wow.
idea. I mean, I knew it was spelled that way. I just never really thought, like, why is it spelled that way?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. That's
think
what
you
I always
should.
assume.
Jiffy?
Jiffy
people-
peanut butter.
There's
It's
Jiffy
Jiff-
Lube and
this
Jiffy
probably-
Pop.
this is
and
probably
there's a
Jiffy
Skippy
Lube,
peanut
yeah.
butter.
Jiffy. I've never heard anyone called Jiffy peanut butter. Jiffy Pop, of course, one of the worst popcorn creations of all time.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I never actually had it, though, so I can't really say that.
I guess I have. It feels like it burns more often than
It's
not.
the one that's featured in Scream, right? That like
Yeah,
like,
I don't know why anyone would make that at home. I don't know
'cause
what
it's fun-
Casey was
it's fun-
doing.
It's fun to look at. It looks like a hot air balloon.
Well,
in your
look,
kitchen.
it's a perfect mechanism for building tension
That's
in
true.
a horror scene.
That they parody that in
Good
the
job,
Scary
Wes.
movie.
Yeah,
really
they
well.
do. It just keeps getting
it keeps
bigger.
getting bigger and bigger. God, dude, Scary Movie has some funny ass things getting bigger bits. The
Yeah,
hat
really
being
Oh,
the
yeah,
funniest
the
one.
Curious George didn't have a tail like you thought he did.
I guess not.
What the heck is a fruit? Loop?
This list feels like it's really reaching now. Fruit of the Loom logo. This is a thing where people.
Now
are-
it was reaching from the
No,
beginning.
this one actually got me. The Fruit of the Loom not having a cornucopia.
I saw some people debunk that though, and they were like, there were certain ones like that. People had pictures
Oh.
of some that have, but also it's like I'm not paying much attention to that.
Yeah, Mr. Monopoly didn't have a monocle.
Rich Uncle Pennybags.
yeah,
of
this is
course.
not proof that there is a time traveler, by the way.
Yeah,
Well,
what
no,
is
so
this
You got to
guy-
have the explanation.
Okay.
Now, I will say I did. I get nothing from this, but I did do
You did a video.
great video
Oh,
on the BuzzFeed Unsolved Network about this. There's basically just kind of false memories, people kind of closing open ends in their brain and going, oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The human brain is not, perfect. People assume things or hear things, and then they're like, yeah, that must be right.
And you
The
can
end.
retroactively fire a synapse in your brain. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But you just had it.
Let's take it back to Errol Morris's The Thin Blue Line.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I do, but I don't know if most of the audience does.
It's a documentary about the fallibility of the human mind and human perception.
Yeah. Or we're in alternate timelines and they're converging.
That's true. There's time travelers.
That's true.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that question. That was fun to visit some Mandela effects. Sorry if we just scrolled past them all and we're like, no, that's fucking stupid.
So short answer, no, you don't think, you don't believe it was time travel.
No, I don't believe it was time
because
travel.
what is that? Time travel is going to do something different. They're not going to be like, ooh, I'm going to travel back in time and alter the Fruit of the Loom logo.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
right.
think that's the suggestion. I think the suggestion is
The
people
butterfly
mucking
wings?
around. Yeah, people mucking around in the
Mucking around where they are.
timelines.
Yeah.
Them having to kind of, them reconverting. Because if someone did change something in the past, and you do have the chaos theory, the butterfly effect.
Yeah, you go back. You go back to a time when I was at In-N-Out. Instead of a double, I get a single.
And now Sinbad is out of a movie.
And now Sinbad doesn't have a movie. and now it's not the Berenstain Bears, or it is the Berenstain Bears. What is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the fact of the matter is, I'm going to get that double.
But regardless, you got to go to work tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hey, listeners, do you like spooky stories?
I bet they do.
Well, then we have a podcast reco for you.
Oh, I'm excited to tell them all about this.
Me too. I suggest that you give a listen to the Magnus Archives, a multi-award winning horror podcast boasting Audioverse Awards, a British Fantasy Award, and a Webby honoree.
Oh, absolutely. It's a weekly horror fiction anthology podcast examining what lurks in the archives of the Magnus Institute, an organization dedicated to researching the esoteric and the weird.
That's right. Join new head archivist Jonathan Sims as he attempts to bring a seemingly neglected collection of supernatural statements up to date, converting them to audio and supplementing them with follow-up work from his small but dedicated team.
It's a wonderfully terrifying horror anthology that explores your deepest fears and builds into an epic plot.
And it's an exciting time to start listening, because after the conclusion of an epic 200-episode metaplot, the Magnus Archives has now returned with a hit sequel, The Magnus Protocol. So if you're looking for more scary stories,
And I know that you are.
then search for the Magnus Archives wherever you listen to your podcasts, or visit rustyquill.com for more information.
Yeah, let's take another question.
Fun.
Hey, Matt and others.
Hey, Matt and others.
I like that.
That's good.
energy.
Hey, Matt and others. This is Erica from Seattle, Washington, and I love the podcast. Listen to it when I'm driving to work. My question for you guys, if you had a movie that was going to be like a biography on your life, who would play you and what genre would you want the movie to be? Okay, that's it. Love the show. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, Erica. I love that question. Specifically, the genre
The
portion of
genre
it.
portion is hard.
I'm going to play another version of this same question because it's funny to me.
Okay.
We'll answer that and then we'll get back to the genre portion.
Hi, this is Allison and Kira, and we are currently at the Milwaukee Brewers versus Dodgers game.
Oh.
Fuck you, Dodgers.
Hey, we beat you tonight. We beat you this game. We beat you this game.
We do have a question for all of you. We love all of your content. So our question is, who would play you in a movie or TV series about you? We love all of you guys so much. Thank you for all that you do. So this is Allison and Kira, and who plays Matt Rial?
You talked over it, but this is my favorite part of it.
Fuck you, Dodgers. Yeah, we can't put that in this voicemail.
But anyway, shout out Erica. That was Allison and Kira. Erica asked the question originally. Who would play you? You ever think about that?
I want to say I love the Milwaukee Brewers and their logo, the great logo.
You know who really loves that logo? Shohei Ohtani, who slapped a homer straight into it.
Oh my God!
That's
You did it, Shane.
That's who would play me.
I thought you said the Dodgers were really bad this season.
No, they're not bad. They're just struggling because they have so many injuries. But
Are they winning?
Logo?
But
I like that logo because it's an M and a B.
So they went to this. This question came from last night.
But then it's
Matt.
also a baseball mitt.
Yeah, it's good.
This is a question from last night because they played the Brewers last night.
Possibly. I
That's the
make
first
a
game
show
of the
at
series.
2 a.m.
Okay, then they must have. Yeah, Shohei hit a homer, so Shohei will play me.
Did the Dodgers win last night?
They did.
Nice.
Mookie came back, hit a homer too.
Mookie.
Who would play me though?
Oh,
It's good to cast each other.
Let's see. Here we
interesting.
go. Who would play Shane? Oh, that's pretty easy. Adam Scott or Ralph Ineson.
Ralph Ineson.
Adam Scott for a young version of Shane. Ralph Ineson for a
Adam
old
Scott's
version.
like 20 years older than me.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like Ralph Ineson.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Probably Adam Scott, and then eventually Ralph Ineson would be Shane.
Do you ever? Who do you get? This was a fascinating question to me. Like, who do you get?
Ralph Ineson's acknowledged Shane
because
of this.
Yeah, he's.
I can see that.
There's been a lot of times where people, like, anytime there's a casting announcement where they're like, Ralph Ineson's been cast in this, people always like would, back when I was on Twitter, would always tweet at me and be like, oh, looks like Shane's in this one, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And then at one point, he tweeted like, leave the poor boy alone.
Oh my God.
That's enough. No, I think he said leave the lad alone.
Something like that, yeah. Because of my Slavic eyes, I've had people, I think John Cusack also has sort of Slavic eyes.
Oh, I could see John Cusack.
I think you could play John Cusack.
Yes.
It's
I
very
don't think it
unlikely
goes
that
the
he'll
other
be
way
playing.
around.
Yes.
I've seen people toss out Edward Norton. Maybe that's just gangly vibes.
Nah. The closest, like, look-wise to you is Ineson, though. He looks so much like you, especially young Ineson. Like, if you look up Ralph Ineson on The Office, it's crazy how much he looks like Shane.
When I was very, like, around 2004, 2005, when Facebook was first starting, that picture is what I had as my Facebook profile picture for a long time. A very specific picture of
Finchy.
Ralph Ineson.
He actually he looks more like your brother than he looks like you, though. But your brother also looks like you, so.
Yeah, that's true.
But Scott doesn't have this type of mustache.
No,
that's
I think yours is a
true.
bit similar in shape.
Yeah.
He definitely looks like your father.
He does look like my father, for sure. Yeah, Ralph Ineson.
I can see it. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Who else we casting? Ryan.
This would be interesting.
Oh man, my shoe! I just realized the bottom of my shoe is wearing.
Yeah, that's like about to have a hole.
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
Do people come and say you look like people?
No, not really.
You really don't.
I got a strange face.
I've seen people, and I do think this is true.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Who do you think I'm going to say?
They don't think I look like him, but
no. Well,
there's an inner energy that is
Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
that's just sort of your sort of goon-like, stooping walk, your big smile.
I mean, he has
a kind of broad comedy.
Yeah, he also has a goon, like a kind of like goon-like energy, which
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of like an older, like even if we're aging up and we could take like an older actor that we could, put.
Here's the problem. There's just not a lot of first off, there's not a lot of Asian people in media.
Right.
Secondly, there's definitely not a lot of
Asian
Latino Asians in the media. Maybe the dude who is the new host of Blue's Clues.
Oh.
What's his name? It's not Joe. They're past Joe, right?
Can't recall.
Joe's gone.
Logan?
You're probably, you would just have to pick some Asian dude, to be honest. That's probably what you would have to go with.
Why not you?
You can't play yourself in a biopic.
I think you can.
That would be so.
People have done it.
Weird Al did it. Well, I guess that was Daniel Radcliffe the whole time.
But very convincing, didn't it?
Yeah, it was really
you thought
good.
it was him.
Weird Al was in that movie. He just played a different guy.
I think somebody playing themselves in their own biopic would be the most insufferable thing.
Do you guys like Weird Al?
I think he's funny.
Yeah, I like him.
Okay.
I don't have any strong
Some
opinions.
people don't like him. And, he was when I was in grade school and was like, I don't know what, 5th grade people are listening to Korn. And I was like, Korn's scary.
No,
Who's
this guy doesn't look anything like me. Never mind.
Josh De La Cruz. But I do
Hey, good
think,
for him though.
Oh, he's from Blues Cruise.
Yeah.
Blues Cruise.
Bruce Cruz.
That's what they should
That's when
call
Blue
it.
goes on a cruise.
Blues de la Cruz. I think I could see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the closest.
It's a hair and silhouette.
It's the closest you're gonna get. Honestly, like
a talented guy.
good to see him get that gig. By the way,
And Matt, who would we cast as Matt?
Well, I guess it is an audio medium, so it doesn't matter that nobody knows what I look like.
you could look. Maybe you could make an argument for like a young Sam Elliott.
you're just this
mustache,
is
that's
mustache.
See, a
Yeah,
lot of
you're
people
being-
do the mustache thing. They go, "Oh, you look like Freddie Mercury," and I go, "Oh, okay,
I could see
maybe, maybe." I will say that there was when I was on Vine, I got tagged in a fan account of me, but it was not a fan account of me. It was me and Milo Ventimiglia. It was mostly Milo Ventimiglia.
You know what's really funny
You put
about
a big
this?
mustache on. Search Milo Ventimiglia mustache.
What's funny about this is nobody in our audience actually knows what Matt looks like, so we're basically just helping them form like an aggregate face.
Yeah.
'Cause
There you go. And if you think I look like Milo Ventimiglia, I'm happy about
I don't
it.
think you do. I don't think you
But
do.
that's the thing. It's just kind of like,
Part of it is that his mustache isn't as good as yours.
well, that's nice of you to say.
Um,
Hey, look,
I could.
if I woke up looking like Milo Ventimiglia with a mustache,
Right now,
I'd be
I think
pleased as
you're
punch.
mustache casting because I think
Yeah.
it's just the mustache.
well, no. What I'm saying is, that was the connection when I would go to these
Gotcha.
pages.
I think you
They would
actually do
also like Milo.
Look more like Freddie Mercury.
I was about to
than
say Freddie.
Milo
I
could see
Ventimiglia.
that.
I could see Freddie.
Show me Freddie. I know what the
Show
man
me
looks
Freddie.
like. Show me Freddie.
Yeah, I can see it. But I mean, he's got a bigger jaw than me.
His jaw was mighty.
It's the mustache
yeah.
up. Mustache up.
Man, do you have blue eyes or
I have
hazel
green
eyes?
eyes.
The green eyes. Your eyes are very striking. You know, you'd have to find someone with similar eyes.
Yeah.
Brian and I just have. I called you Brian. Brian.
Unbelievable.
What's your
Mandela
name
effect.
again?
My name's been Brian this whole time, dude. What are you talking about? It's because I ordered that single.
Brian, do you have brown eyes?
I think they're pretty dark.
What do you think?
Honestly, sometimes I see them in the line, I'm like, hey, my eyes are a little lighter than I thought. And then sometimes I'm like,
think
that's
it's just a little
that's
light.
like black eyes, like a doll's eyes.
It'd be funny if you had black eyes.
I like it.
Does anyone? Are there naturally occurring like eyes that are so dark that they're almost black? That's got to be impossible, right?
I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, I'm sure it exists. The world's crazy.
The world is so crazy.
Yeah. Oh, the rest of this question from Erica's version of it was, what genre would the movie be in a biography of your life? Obviously, it wouldn't be like a musical pick.
Probably like a dramedy or something.
Yeah. I would be. Mine would be like Garden State.
Is that how you see your life?
Indie. Yeah, absolutely.
I guess that makes sense.
Indie.
Yeah. What's the vibe? What movie?
No, mine wouldn't be like Garden State. No, I'd make mine like Being There. You know.
Is that the one where multiple people play Bob Dylan?
No, Being There is with fucking what's his name? The Pink Panther man.
Peter Sellers?
Peter Sellers, where he's like a boy who grew up on TV and doesn't understand the world.
Okay. Yeah. What movie would be the comp for?
That's a hard question because like I'm trying to think of like dramedies that I don't find to be
insufferable.
Or even tone wise, I think if you didn't
That's
do
the
it,
hard
if
part.
you were like, okay, it doesn't matter what I look like or if they look like me,
Tone wise,
who would play you? Because I think Charles Grodin would be great. For me.
Grodin. Oh, that's interesting. I just rewatched Midnight Run recently.
Oh, it's so good.
Incredible Grodin.
Little Miss Sunshine, tone wise. Where
Tone-wise.
like it's
Okay.
where it's like grounded, it's not too
Hopeful.
goofy. It's some hoping it. Some of it's really sad, but some of it actually is like legitimately very funny.
Mhm.
I think Little Miss Sunshine.
That's a good poll.
Yeah, that's a tough question though.
Yeah, I think I would like a Michel Gondry Science of Sleep.
Sarah and I-
Be Kind Rewind.
It's very fun. Sarah and I again.
We're just talking about
this
what you hate
morning.
him.
We're talking about the science of sleep.
Oh wow, that movie's not good.
Never seen it.
We were
But-
singing After Hours, the song by the Velvet Underground. She was like, "Remember that scene in The Science of Sleep?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "Absolutely not." Because I
Michelle-
saw that once in theaters because they had a good Death Cab song in the trailer, and it was on the heels of Eternal Sunshine,
Yes.
where everyone was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And then I saw it in theaters. I was like, "What are we doing here?"
Michelle Gondry Hot Ticket. I remember from Science of Sleep, which nobody knows this movie at all. But they ask him if he shaves with toast. I always think that was funny. Shaved toast? You shaved toast?
I want to go back and rewatch that just to see,
Haven't seen
because
it,
there
but
was
I
so
gotta
much
watch it.
hype at the time
Yeah.
because of Eternal Sunshine. They were like, now Michelle's got another one. Yeah, I
I'm
want
gonna
to
change my answer. Actually,
Oh boy.
I don't think it's goofy enough. I was just thinking about that. I don't think it's goofy enough. There needs to be
Goofy.
more-
So
Goofy movie?
yeah, goofy movie, dude.
Gosh. More X.
If we're just talking tone, I love the tone of everything.
Gosh, Maury.
Gosh, Maury.
Oh gosh, it's the pee-pee man. Everything Everywhere All at Once probably is like a good mix of tone.
Oh, okay. You think you're like an action star?
No, I think the movie has an appropriate amount of goofiness. There's like hot dog fingers and shit in that movie. Yeah, I guess that has too much action. I'm looking for something that has the appropriate amount of goofy, but then also
La La
has,
Land.
yeah, dude, that has
Everybody
also,
in LA, everybody who grew up in LA, their life is La La Land. They love it. They
Another
love
Day
La
of
La
Sun.
Land.
Another
But
Day
I
of
think so. I'm thinking the like Michel Gondry, like 'cause I imagine a lot.
Yeah.
You know, they kind
Yeah.
of like magic realism. Like even La La Land is fun. A very romanticized
La La Land.
version of
La La Land.
of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so you said it's goofy.
I think
It's a
something that
goofy
has the
movie.
appropriate amount of like kind of
Spaceballs.
like goofiness, but then also has moments of actual drama and meaning, but then something that doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm trying to find that balance, and that's actually really hard to do. That's why this question is like destroying my brain.
I think tone wise, everywhere, everything all at once isn't really good comp for that.
For tone, yeah. The tone is I'm trying to nail.
I got one for me. I think I'm going to go with The Long Goodbye. Have you seen The Long
Whoa,
Goodbye?
I haven't seen it. It's on my list. It's
Oh,
Elliot
man.
Gould, right? Robert
It's
Altman.
a great Gould. Yeah, it's a shaggy detective story in L.A. Or maybe like along those lines. I just rewatched Inherent Vice the other day.
A
Extreme.
crime comedy.
Yeah, I want to, for no reason whatsoever, I want my biopic to have me being a detective. But Inherent Vice is a movie where it's like the plot is nonsense. Then there's something so funny in like every single scene that I always forget about.
Your biopic should be in the tone of Lincoln, Shane.
Never saw Lincoln.
Oh, I can see it in Lincoln.
Is he funny? Is he doing funny stuff? in there?
there's nothing about
Is he
that
talking
movie
about
that's even
is he
remotely
Is
funny.
he like, my countrymen, I bought an ice cream this weekend.
That's
and
what
it
you
was
think. That's what you think he sounds like. But actually, he's like
Reedy. He's like Beaker.
stop this bleeding? Can we stop this bleeding?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I'm a big Robert Altman fan. I like the guy.
I think lately my life's like a network.
Oh boy, shit, dude.
I think everybody's life lately is like a network.
Yeah, we've been living in that one since 2016.
It's crazy.
Lordy.
To watch that.
Yeah. Yowza. Is there one more question, or was that
I
our?
think that'd be it. I think that's
That'll be
good.
it.
Yeah, we mused a little longer on that one.
It's fun to muse, isn't it? The
It is.
Muse. Mine would be like my movie would be like The Muse, starring Albert Brooks. Of course.
I was going to say an Albert Brooks movie. That's what I mostly feel like. But Albert Brooks was one I was thinking. I would not have pulled the Muse of them all. But you ever seen Albert Brooks? Ryan, you would love Albert
No.
Brooks's films.
I haven't seen any.
Genuinely. Like Defending Your Life.
Mother.
or Mother's very good. Or even
You know his birth name?
Lost in America.
You know his birth name?
Lost
Albert
in
Brooks.
I do know his birth name.
Lost in America. Have I seen that one? But that's not the one with Patty Considine, is it? There's somebody in America. In America, is
Albert
Patty
Brooks' birth
Considine.
name is Albert Einstein.
That movie
just
is
to close the
amazing,
loop.
by the way.
Albert Einstein is his birthday.
In America, so good.
Never seen it. Love
It's
Pat.
very sad.
Marvelous. Well, marvelous. Is that a reference to something?
Billy Crystal.
Oh, you look marvelous. That guy. Yeah.
Mr. Saturday Night. I think a lot of the things we talked about were like indie movies that nobody saw from the 2000s and then 70s.
That's okay. I've been really watching a lot of older movies lately,
That's
just to knock them out. It's been fun. Yeah, you know, watch them. Go back and watch them. They're good. Hey, thanks for joining us. If you haven't, give us a subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like to watch us over there on Watcher Podcasts. Give us a rating, all that good stuff. We never plug merch, so head over to watcherstuff.com.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to some of my fave podcasts recently. I was like, oh, they plug merch all the time. We can do that too. We got some.
We're not good at plugging.
No, we're not. We're not good pluggers.
Which,
but
by
we
the
try
way,
our
go to ghostfileslive.com to get tickets for the tour.
Look at you plug. Look at my plug. You're
plugging away.
plugging left and right.
I'm plugging, baby.
Plug master Ryan Bergara.
Plugging here.
You can't stop
plugging
him
toilets,
plugging.
baby.
He sure is. But anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh.